do you even want me to testify? Do you want me to say how this has impacted me? And my position has been, well, you have an opportunity. The judge has given you that opportunity. It's your choice whether you do or you don't. And
only on WHAS 11 News and right here tonight at 6. 19 people are preparing to stand before a judge in southern Indiana, hoping to share their stories about how Jamey Noel's alleged theft and deception have impacted their lives over the months and years. The former sheriff accused of stealing over $4 million from his former fire and EMS company and the sheriff's office in Clark County, Indiana. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Doug Proffitt. Jamey Noel right now is waiting to be sentenced. That's coming up on Monday, October 14th. But will Judge Larry Medlock accept that plea deal offered by the prosecutors? The judge first wants to hear from the victims themselves. So Focus reporter Travis Breeze and photojournalist Emma Gefter headed to Versailles, Indiana today for a one-on-one interview with the prosecutor in the case. We're also tonight going to hear from the victims.
The bell is tolling. In Versailles, Indiana, near Cincinnati, prosecutor Rick Hurdle can see the end of probably the biggest case of his career, the Jamey Noel case, which he was assigned to last November.
The generosity and the gratitude from some of these folks to say thank you for kind of stepping in and handling this.
He's brought 50 total felonies against Jamey Noel and his family for allegedly stealing over $4 million from New Chapel EMS and the sheriff's office and spending it on vacations, jewelry, classic cars, and more. Now Hurdle is hearing from the people who should have got that money.
Some of them are very gut-wrenching stories.
Judge Larry Medlock wants to hear from employees of New Chapel EMS who recently lost their jobs and people who got bad ambulance service. Anyone else that doesn't fit into those groups of categories that is going to speak?
Well, I think there are people who have crossed paths with him in the past, whether it be political situations or whether it be him as sheriff or even him as director of New Chapel. And then there's a couple people who are taxpayers in Clark County.
The current plea deal on the table is a 15-year prison sentence and $3 million in restitution for Jamey Noel. While the judge still has not accepted the plea deal and Hurdle says Noel is still innocent at this time, he says many of these victims feel that justice is about to be served.
Many of them expressed a lot of pleasure sounds bad, but satisfaction that he is going to go to a prison system.
Roger Montgomery and Suzanne Davis, two former New Chapel employees, aren't taking any joy in this plea deal.
Jamey embarrassed every first responder that's ever worn the uniform or ever will uniform or currently wearing it.
They call themselves victims of Jamey Noel for the stress and bad working conditions they say they had at New Chapel. Suzanne is hoping to testify.
Yes, he gave me a job, but he also gave me a lot of emotional scars, he and his command staff, because of their uncaring attitude.
While the bell may be tolling on this case, there's still a possibility Judge Medlock will agree with people like Suzanne and say 15 years is not enough.
Obviously, I feel that the sentence is appropriate, but if he says, no, it's not appropriate, I'm rejecting it, then I'll do what I do in all the other cases. We prepare for trial.
These victims will be the final word in Medlock's ear before he makes his decision.
And what an interesting day that's going to be. The judge himself has already declared from the bench, hey, he doesn't operate on the Clark County rules, as he famously said. So, Travis, the Judge Medlock is going to hear from so many people. Could it be possible he gets the gist of this after 5 of the victims? And with so many people on that one day, if it's starting early, will he really make the decision on the sentencing that same day?
So to your question about will he get the gist of it after the first 5 people, Prosecutor Hurdle said he thinks there's enough variety in the 19 people that the judge is going to want to hear from them. And Medlock has been very clear. He said, I want to hear from all you different people. We're thinking it's going to be about 6 minutes per person. And if they did that all back to back, it would be about 2 hours. There is going to be written submissions as well. Hurdle said that he's going to give those to the judge on the 14th. I don't know if he'll get to look at some of those written submissions in, the early morning before trial. It's a possibility that he might say he needs a few days and give the official order, through the court system. But I think a lot of people are hoping that we get the final answer on the 14th.
It's going to be a day of high drama, that's for sure. Thank you very much, Travis.